So, when you first heard about manifesting a soulmate with a love list, did you get totally excited and write up your love list and tuck it away in some cherished spot and then sit down and kind of like wait for your soulmate to show up with this excitement, this like joyful anticipation? And then a few days pass and a few weeks pass and a few months pass and it's like nothing's going on. Or maybe somebody did show up, but they weren't really the type of partner that you wanted, and maybe there were some major deal breakers that just turned you off completely. So I'm Carissa Montooth, love coach and energy healer, and I help heart-centered single women attract marriage-minded men without self-sabotage. And today we're going to talk about the top 5 reasons that your love list didn't manifest your soulmate yet. And I say yet because it can. But let's clear these things out. Let's address these things so that you can really bring in that divine life partner soulmate that your heart craves and desires and that you deserve to have in your life. So, reason number 1, you did the energetic side of the work, but you didn't do your part in objective reality. So, here's what I mean. You wrote a love list, you were super thorough, maybe you even did some forgiveness work, you did some gratitude, gratitude practice, and you looked at those things, and you were feeling like you've really covered your bases in terms of doing your energetic growth and energetic work. But you never want to leave your house. People ask you out, and you're just like not really that interested, or you're kind of you're kind of gun shy, or you don't want to date online. You don't want to go through the trouble of creating an online profile and those kinds of things. Or maybe you're not really taking very good care of yourself yet, so you're like, well, I'm not ready to have someone else come into my life. But then at the same time, you don't start taking better care of yourself. You just kind of keep using that as a reason to not date. Those are examples of doing the energetic side of the work, but not really doing the work yet in objective reality. And the crazy thing about the law of attraction or manifesting or any of that stuff is that really you're always creating from your own spirit, your own subconscious, your own beliefs, your own energy. And those are all almost interchangeable words for the same thing, right? But that's 80 to 90% of how you create. And the other 10 to 20% is the action you take. And it's only 10 to 20%, right? The energetic side is super strong, but that 10 to 20% is non-negotiable. It's still required. So that still has to be done. So it's super important. Number 2 is that maybe you did the work in objective reality, but you didn't quite address all the issues in your energy. So here's what that looks like. That looks like, you date like crazy, you go out, you love different dating apps, like your thumb is like, sore from all the swiping, and you're absolutely taking care of your physical body so that you can be strong and you can be healthy and that you can feel confident and all those kinds of things. But maybe you have a ton of anger still at an ex for mistreating you, and you're not really sure how to address that or how to deal with that. Or maybe you have a lot of shame because you were mistreated or because you made choices that in hindsight maybe seemed unwise in the past, and now you're feeling like you're not worthy of love even though you absolutely are. Or maybe you're really terrified of being hurt, and so you're so terrified of being abandoned or disappointed in love again, so you're like ready to date on the outside, but you're not really ready to date on the inside. So if that is you, I want you, after this is over, after you finish watching this video, I want you to go to theheartachecure.com, and I'll give you that link in just a little bit. I'll give you that URL again at the end of this, so don't worry that you're going to lose it if you don't go there now. Get the rest of the good out of this video and then go there. But you're going to want to go to theheartachecure.com and download my free ebook, because that is going to help you heal those breakup wounds so you can address that inner energy work that you need to do. And then that combined with the work you're already doing, that objective reality work of actually going out and dating, making the online profile, leaving your house, letting your friends fix you up, talking to people when you're at Starbucks or the grocery store or whatever, like doing the action part. When you combine those things together, it's going to be so powerful and so magnetic and really transform your love life to bring this new person into you. So that's number 2, that you maybe did the work in objective reality, but you didn't clear out your energy. Number 3, maybe you were not specific enough about the qualities that you want in a person. Here is why that's so important. The universe is like a computer. It does what you say, not what you meant. So here's an example of what I mean. A client of mine, Leslie, she did a love list and she said that she wanted a man who spoke several languages and who loved talking. And a few weeks later, that's exactly what she attracted and manifested into her life. But by the third or fourth date, it was like almost this unbearable deal breaker situation because he didn't just love talking, like he wouldn't shut up. And she was like thrown. She's like, "Oh my gosh, this guy will not shut up. Like I don't know what to do." The other thing was she wanted to make sure that he spoke more than one language. He spoke more than one language, but he spoke three languages, but he didn't know how to, like, what situations were appropriate to use these languages. So like he spoke Italian, but he would speak Italian to impress the teenagers at like the pizza parlor or whatever. Like they don't care that you speak Italian. Like they're not impressed by that. So it was things like that, and it was really getting frustrating and annoying for her. So she had to go back and revise her love list, and once she did that, I think she revised it to is a good conversationalist. And I think she said knows multiple languages and understands when it's appropriate to use them. So she made those things more specific. And then a few weeks later, she did attract that new person. And she attracted the new person. The old person just faded out of her life. There was no drama. It wasn't a big deal. He just kind of was released from her life, and the new person came in. So it can be easy once you make the changes that you need to make. It doesn't have to be like a horrible situation. I know sometimes people don't want to change their love list or make different changes because they're like, what if I attract this person and then it's a problem, and then what do I do because I'm stuck with this person? You're not stuck with that person. You know, you will continue to grow and you will continue to change, and you can release that person so that they can go on to their good and you can go on to yours, and it's in the best interest of both of you. So, when you're talking about being specific, a couple things to think about. You never want to say that you want someone who is financially stable, because the universe has a great sense of humor, and that can sometimes, the literal interpretation of that can be chronically broke. Someone who's financially stable can also be chronically broke, never making any money, never having a job, always needing to be rescued. That's a stable condition financially as well. So you never want to say financially stable. You want to be specific about what you actually want. So like in that situation, you would say, I want someone with an abundance mindset. I want someone who's financially successful. The same thing with emotional stability. If you've been in a situation where someone lied to you or someone was abusive, someone was like, you weren't able to really predict how they were going to handle things. They got angry for no reason, jealous, all of this kind of drama. So you say, I want someone who's emotionally stable. Well, chronically depressed is also emotionally stable, right? So if what you're really saying is you want someone who's emotionally mature, then that's what you need to say. And that brings us to point number 4, the fourth reason why your love list didn't manifest your soulmate yet. And that is that you may be asking for someone who is not a match to you energetically. The times that I see that happen the most are when women will say that they want to manifest a soulmate who is financially successful or who has an abundance mindset. But if they're not taking, it doesn't mean that if you want someone who's wealthy, you have to be wealthy to attract them. So let's just answer that, because that's like probably the number 3 question that I get, besides, can I put a love spell on somebody? And there's like 3 top questions. But you don't have to be wealthy to attract a wealthy partner. But you do have to have an abundance mindset. You have to make yourself an energetic match to that person. Your bank account doesn't have to match their bank account, but your mindset has to match their mindset. Your energy has to match their energy. So if you want someone who has an abundance mentality, you have to invest in cultivating that in yourself. So that can mean reading books, like reading Susie Orman books about money, so that you can educate yourself about how you should use your money. That can mean opening your bills, even if you're maybe scared to look at them. That can mean putting together a new resume or asking for that raise, and just really looking at your assets and looking at your liabilities and saying, what's going on with my finances? Like being willing to be honest with yourself and become a good financial steward. So a good steward of your money. And just investing in yourself that way, and also in an abundance mindset in terms of like Remind yourself of the abundance that there is in the world, and that abundance is out there for you too. One really good way to do that is to go out in nature, like to go to the beach or to go to the forest and things like that. And you can look all around you. Like if you're at the beach and you look at the ocean, you can look at the ocean as a symbol of all the abundance that there is in the world. And that no matter what other people, someone else can go to the ocean and take a bucket of water out. It doesn't make any less water for everybody else, right? So do different things in your life to make your energy a match for abundance, so that you can match that partner who is out there who you also want to have that energy of abundance. And that's good for anything. Like, you don't have to be an exact match to that person, but or an exact match to that energy, but you do need to show the universe that you're willing to grow in that area, and you need to keep taking baby steps in that area so you can be an energetic match to this person. And the last reason, and this is the most common reason why your love list did not manifest your soulmate yet. And I want you to really just listen to what I have to say here, and allow yourself to take in possibly a new perspective on this, or a perspective that's a little bit different than what you were thinking of before. And look at it with an open mind. So the most common reason that your love list did not bring in your soulmate yet is because you're trying to manifest a relationship with someone who you already know. So either a crush or an ex. And the reason that this doesn't normally work is because this is the same thing as casting a love spell on someone, which is like trying to energetically coerce them against their will. And it's very shady karma-wise, because essentially what you're doing is you're asking the universe to please overcome the free will of another person on your behalf. I've heard people try to defend this by saying, well, I would be really good for them. But the problem is, you honestly don't know what is for their best. You don't know what's in their best interest. And as awesome as you are, there might be someone else out there who's more compatible for them. And there might be, as awesome as they are, there might be someone else who's a better match for you, a more deeply satisfying match for you, who comes to you with grace and ease if you will open that spot in your heart for them. And really consider this. If you're even considering overpowering someone's free will, maybe you aren't the healthiest choice for them. Because how would you feel if the shoe were on the other foot, right? So I don't want to get into big arguments about, like, this is the biggest thing. Like, people will always say, well, what if, there's this person in my life and she says she's not interested in a relationship. It's usually men, I've noticed. Like, there aren't a lot of, it's not often women. Like, women will usually try to bring back an ex, and men will usually try to bring in a crush. And it's the same either way. It's like, the way to take care of that, instead of doing something that's kind of shady karma-wise, is create a love list based on the qualities of the person that you want, that you're attracted to, not asking for that specific person to come in. So you don't want to use that person's name. You don't want to make it like so specific so that it's like, and it's so-and-so's brother. You want to say stuff like that. Like, you really want to make it based on the qualities of that person. And so list those things in your love list. What are their qualities? Is it the sense of humor? What is it about the sense of humor? Is it their kindness? Is it their generosity? Is it their ambition? Is it their strength? Is it their compassion? What is it about this person? Is it their creativity? List all the things that you know about this person that you love, and ask for the universe to send you someone with those qualities, who is coming to you of their own free will, and ask that you create a deeply satisfying, mutually satisfying relationship between you and this person who's coming to you of their free will. And the number one thing, well, actually, before I get to that, let me tell you, a lot of times if you're really set on bringing in this person who you already know, it's because you might be dealing with some scarcity issues, and have this belief that there's only one possible soulmate out there for you, and that it's this person or no one else, that you can only receive satisfying love from one particular person in the whole wide world. And the truth about soulmates is that there are several soulmates that are out there for you that can be compatible for you. There are even more than one divine life partner soulmate who you can be absolutely deeply happy with, and who can help you with your life's work, and you'll help them with their life's work. And you'll bring in the person that you are an energetic match to, the soulmate you're an energetic match to at that time. And they can come from the other side of the world. They don't have to be someone in your neighborhood or someone who you've already met or someone that you've already seen or anything like that. We're more connected. The world is more connected than it's ever been. It's never been easier for you to meet people from all over the world, or connect to people from all over the world, and then connect with your soulmate in that way. So just understand that there are many possible compatible soulmates that you can have a deeply soul satisfying, loving relationship with. And it's not necessary for you to be really focused on the idea that this person and only this person will do. And if that's how you're feeling, you have some scarcity issues that might need to be dealt with, and you need to maybe do some of that work on abundance and believing that the universe really is a rich, full place for you. All right, and so the number one thing that you can do to manifest your soulmate powerfully and quickly and really clear out old energy that's attracting that's kind of blocking the easy, gracious manifestation of your soulmate in your life is to get that old stuff out of your energy. That's the easiest thing that you can do, because it really, once you've got the obstacles out of the way, it's like shoof, the person comes in. It's pretty easy. I've seen it over and over and over again. So one of the ways that you can do that is you can check out my free ebook, which is called The Heartache Cure, and you can find it at theheartachecure.com. So that does it for the 5 big reasons that your love list did not attract your soulmate yet. And if you would like to have more tips on attracting that deep, soulful, stand the test of time love that you crave and desire, then subscribe. And remember that self-love is the best love. So love you first, love you best, and all the other love will flow to you. I want to share a secret with you. It is a lot easier to manifest your divine life partner soulmate than you think. The trick is to clear the old stuff out of your energy first, because that makes your energy magnetic to new love. So it's not even like you have to work really hard to bring this person in. You just have to clear the old stuff out and then have a clear intention of what you want so that this new person can come into your life. Otherwise, if you haven't done that, you are manifesting all the time from this energy of fear and shame and anger and confusion and grief. So, if those things are in your energy right now, that's what you're actually manifesting from all the time. So don't do that. Download my free ebook, The Heartache Cure, at theheartachecure.com, and start to turn that around right now so that you can bring in the divine life partner soulmate that your heart desires and craves.